Hey guys, in this video, we're going to be checking out the top 5 best monitors for Mac Mini that are available on the market for their true quality. I made this list based on my personal opinion and hours of research and have listed them based on popularity, quality, price, durability, user opinions, and more. If you want to see more information and the updated price, you can check out the description below. And also, make sure to subscribe for more reviews. Okay, so let's get started with the video. Starting at number 5, we have the Dell UltraSharp 32-inch 4K Thunderbolt hub monitor. The best monitor for Mac Mini that we've tested is the Dell U3225QE. It's a 32-inch 4K monitor that has a ton of features for productivity. You can buy it directly from Dell. As it supports Thunderbolt 4, it can take full advantage of Mac Minis that support up to Thunderbolt 4 for fast data transfer. It even supports HDMI 2.1 bandwidth, so you can reach its max 120Hz refresh rate even if you want to connect over HDMI. It has other useful features like Thunderbolt and DisplayPort video outputs, so you can connect 2 extra monitors directly to this one. It's also great if you're just going to connect different computers to it, because it has a KVM switch, making it easy to use the same devices on both computers. It's also a good display for content creators, thanks to its crisp images with its 4K resolution and accurate sRGB mode. Unfortunately, it has limited HDR picture quality as blacks look gray, even though its low contrast ratio is better than most IPS monitors. On the plus side, its 32-inch screen offers plenty of screen space, but you can also consider the Dell U2725QE if you want a 27-inch display for cheaper. However, it has worse accuracy before calibration. Moving on, at number 4, we have the Dell UltraSharp U4025QW 40 inches, Class 5K 2KW UHD curved screen LED monitor. If you don't need an Apple-specific monitor or find the 32-inch screen on the Dell U3225QE too small and need more space to work with, consider an ultra-wide monitor like the Dell U4025QW. With a 21:9 aspect ratio and 40-inch screen size, it's easy to multitask with different windows open, which is useful if you're a video editor, as you can see more of your timeline at once. It's very similar in features to the U3225QE, as it also has a massive USB hub. It includes 5 USB-C and 5 USB-A ports to connect a variety of devices, and it supports Thunderbolt 4 for faster data transfer and higher bandwidth than the Thunderbolt 3 support on the Apple Studio display. Plus, it even supports daisy chaining to a second display, ideal if you want even more screen space, but it only has one video output instead of TWO like on the U3225QE. However, this monitor is expensive, and you can also check out the Dell U3425WE if you want a cheaper, ultra-wide. That said, it has a lower resolution and doesn't support HDR. At number 3, we have the Asus ProArt Display 27 inches 4K HDR professional monitor. If you find that the Dell U3225QE, Apple Studio Display, or Dell U4025QW are too expensive for your needs, there are some great 4K monitors you can get for cheaper. One of those is the Asus ProArt Display PA279CRV, which is a 4K 27-inch monitor that's similar to the U3225QE, but with fewer features. The main downside of getting this is that it doesn't have Thunderbolt support. While this means that it won't take full advantage of your Mac Mini, it still has DisplayPort Alt mode, so you can display an image from your Mac Mini over USB-C. It doesn't have a KVM switch like the U3225QE either, but you can still connect your devices to its USB hub that includes 3 USB-Cs and 2 USB-As. An advantage of this monitor is that it's very accurate in its sRGB mode, and you'll only need to calibrate it if your work requires perfectly accurate colors. It also has picture modes for other color spaces you may work with, including DCI-P3 and Adobe RGB. While it has limited picture quality in HDR, and it's not something to consider for editing content in dark rooms, it at least gets bright enough to fight glare in a well-lit room. At number 2, we have the Asus Q27G3XMN 27 inches 2K QHD gaming monitor. If you're looking for something in the budget category, there are a few good options for the Mac Mini, like the Asus Q27G3XMN. The main trade-offs for getting something cheaper are that it has a lower 1440p resolution than the Asus ProArt display PA279CRV, which means its text clarity is worse, but it's still good. Another downside versus the Asus is that it doesn't have any USB ports. This means you can either connect over HDMI, which has a max refresh rate of 144 Hz and doesn't support VRR, or with a USB-C to DisplayPort adapter to get the monitor's max refresh rate of 180 Hz. It does have some advantages over the Asus, as it has better picture quality thanks to its mini LED backlighting, which is a nice feature for a low-cost display. This helps it display deep blacks with bright highlights, and there isn't much blooming around objects either. It's also useful for editing HDR content because of this, and it displays a wide range of colors. While it's also accurate before calibration in SDR, there are some issues with the red tint, so you may need to calibrate it to avoid that problem. And finally, at number 1, we have the Dell P2425H computer monitor. Should you want a simple and cheap entry-level monitor to use with your Mac Mini, then check out the Dell P2425H. If you can't find it through retailers, you can get it for a low cost from Dell's website. There's a notable trade-off for the step-down in price categories, as this monitor doesn't even support HDR and has worse picture quality than the Asus Q27G3XMN. Plus, it has a smaller 24-inch screen with a 1080p resolution, so text doesn't look as sharp as on the Asus either. That said, this is what you have to expect for such a cheap monitor. Despite its low price, it still has some work-friendly features, like a USB hub to connect various devices. It has a USB-C port, but because it doesn't support DisplayPort Alt mode, it's meant for data transfer and not video transfer, and you'll need to connect to it via HDMI or with a USB-C to DisplayPort adapter. It also comes with a very ergonomic stand that makes it easy to adjust. Lastly, it's fine if you want to use it in a room with a few lights around, thanks to its good reflection handling, but it doesn't get bright enough to fight intense glare. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. If this video was helpful to you, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions related to this product, you can leave a comment down below. I will get back to you as soon as possible.